go.
All right, hello. This is our presentation about our book recommendation system. And basically, the problem is people finding books they can enjoy is really hard because there's thousands of books. So we introduce a system that can recommend books based on different things. And our system is basically involves the user signing in, which is what we're doing now. And then they have the option to take a survey, which they can update their preferences between all those different options. And then it'll recommend the different books shown here.
Yes. So that was our, so we're waiting for this to load to show the different recommendations based on the survey. And so that's our first scenario where a user fills in the survey and we see the books ranked by they are scored based on a special equation that ranks the books based on the amount of ratings and reviews. So not all books are ranked evenly. And so our first scenario is we're going to take a survey and the user can choose their preferences, and this will update the database in the back for the user, um, like this. See? So they are all ranked perfectly depending on weights. So that's our first scenario. And yep, our second one, when we switch it up, we will be able to switch their preferences in the back. And we'll see a different list based on their preferences. So moving on to the evaluation highlights, we can see that um, let's see. The evaluation highlights. We can see that based on the different rankings in the back, we have calculated the Bayesian average for the ratings, and we can see that the system computes the weighted score that balances the book's average ratings, the number of ratings, and the global average rating across all books. So this prevents books with very few ratings from being ranked unrealistically high. And we can see that with a survey, when the user changes their preferences, that the front end and the back end will interpret that change and give the user the best books that match their preferences.
So when working on the survey, we had a couple of limitations. And one limitation is that when we were working on this recommendation system, we finding a good book data set that had all of the important characteristics of the book was hard. So in our case, we found a data set that lacked a cover, a description, and a genre. And while we were able to use the Google Book API to retrieve some of the covers and the descriptions, we couldn't find one that would upload the genre, so we couldn't use that to help recommend us new books. And another limitation with our project was the lack of users. Due to the lack of users, we lacked the data to utilize a more complex recommendation system like collaborative filtering. And in the future, we can make the front end more aesthetically pleasing. And if we can manage to get more users to use our system, we can get the data needed to implement collaborative filtering.
All right, thank you guys for listening, and that was our project. Bye.